Hey, what's going on, guys? Fico here, and welcome to a not so ordinary FGM today. And the last time I did a video that was off topic, I believe it was last year when I was talking about Free Comic Book Day, and of course, Free Comic Book Day was yesterday. And I thought, you know, I did that last year on my gaming channel, so why not do it again? Just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown on how my day was yesterday. It was really freaking awesome. My schedule now allowed me to just pretty much bask Free Comic Book Day, whereas the last time I was just there and I had to come back really quickly. So before I begin, let me explain to you what Free Comic Book Day was. Free Comic Book Day was a day in which you can go to a shop that celebrates Free Comic Book Day, and you can pretty much pick off comics from off the shelf. And the purpose behind that is pretty much a really cool reason is to get kids to read comics, to get people introduced to series. The publishers, they have these comics in which they just get people into them. So what you do is you go to the comic book store. This is from last year. So what you do is you go to the store and then you find comics which are labeled with this thing, Free Comic Book Day. So you can pick as many as you want. Now I'm thinking there's probably some kind of etiquette that happens, because I'm not sure that you could take multiple copies of the same one. I don't know if there was a limit. I never asked about whether there was a limit. So it just sort of just kind of comes into logic where you don't want to take all of one and leave nothing for everybody else. And last year it was a pretty awesome day. So let me show you guys. This was the stack of comics that I had last year, and this time I've got so much more. Let me just show you. This is the amount of comics that I got yesterday. And these are all free comics, all of them. And yesterday I also bought a couple of additional comics as well. I bought something in which I caught in a video from Comic Book Girl 19, Flex Mentallo, written by Grant Morrison and written by Frank Quitely. I hear this is a pretty deep intellectual comic, which I'm sure one of my friends is going to so totally love, but I want to read it because, I mean, it just was there and I was like, oh, you know, if you look at it and you've never heard of it, you'd be like, oh, this is just some guy flexing and but it's not as deep as it should be. And then when you see the video that explains and analyzes Flex Mental, I'm like, ooh, I need to read this. And Grant Morrison, he's pretty awesome. Of course, Batwoman Volume 2, meaning to catch up on this. This is G.H. Williams III and W1 Blackman, and this is one of my favorites. And the art is amazing, and the story is wicked. And the first one was one of my favorites that I got into comics, and I got the second volume finally in hardcover. You pay a little more, but I'm just a sucker for that. And I also got this one, Great Pacific. This is from Image Comics, and I've heard good stuff about Great Pacific as well. I've read a lot of stuff from Image that are off the beaten path, like Morning Glories. I haven't read Fatal, but Fatal's fairly good. Saga, which is my favorite comic book series going on right now. Saga is from Image. That's like the big boy right now. So hopefully that one is pretty good. But Free Comic Book Day. Just wanted to show you guys a little bit about everything that they were just giving away, and I'm gonna just peruse a little bit from these. So many. But we begin with my favorite one of the day, and this is Mouse Guard. Mouse Guard is from Archaea, and this is a, look at this. You hear that? This is a hardbound thing. It's got a few stories. It's like it's got Mouse Guard, Labyrinth, and other stories, but Mouse Guard is the main one. So if you see Mouse Guard here, and it's printed here, free comic book day, and it is a hardcover. This is probably the one I'm gonna read first from the ones that I didn't read up in at Anne's house. I only read one, so there's a few here. Mouse Guard, it's attracted me because it's got, like, you know, mice holding maces, and then I heard about another series called Mouse, which it seems to be a little bit more like everybody likes to write about this fantastic little mice that could be either knights or Nazi Germany Jew mice, like I think Mouse is. So it's got good attention, so I'm gonna definitely read that. Then you got free comic book day for Grimm's Fairy Tales, Age of Darkness. This is from Zenescope. Zenescope seems to be doing a lot in relations to their adaptations of fables, of, you know, fairy tales. Whereas just Fables from Vertigo is just like Fables brought to a modern setting. I don't know if this is the same thing, but art's pretty good. I mean, Sheldon Go did the art on this. I don't know who Sheldon Go is, but definitely interested in that one here. Last year they had Fubar. This year they got Fubar, and this one got mature content straight out of the bat. It's sort of like gray tones all over this. So it's from Fubar Press. So clearly Fubar from Fubar. So if it's Fubar, then it did its job pretty well. A few ones that caught my attention were this one, like Far From Wonder. I haven't actually read this yet. Like I said, I haven't read many of these, but picked this one up here. It's pretty good. This one apparently is it's from something called Automatic Pictures Publishing. So most of these can really just be independent, but there are some that are not. I don't know if this one is or not, but this one's called Epic. Kind of just calls to you, doesn't it? Just like, this is a guy who's fighting an intergalactic, I think it's a gorilla lizard dinosaur, T-Rex with fur all over. Saving the babes. She's kind of taking a picture. Then there's this one. Here is the Intrinsic Singular Zero, and this is from Arcana. So I don't know if they're independent, but many of them have different art styles, and I love that they have different art styles. Gets a lot of inspiration. Got stuff like this. Magic Wind of Magic. I don't know if it's good or not, but this one is actually it looks interesting here. It's teen rated. Epic Center Comics, I think that's their publisher. Courtney Crumrin, I think it's what it's called. Courtney Crumrin. Most of these can be just for kids, but this is all ages. This is from Oni Press. Oni Press, I think Oni Press is the people that publish the Scott Pilgrim books and the J. Michael Malley. Forgot the name that created that series, Mike J. O'Malley, or I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. But they also promote stuff in the back, which is from the Courtney Crumrin series. They also have like this, they promote them in the back like Princess Oog. So it's pretty neat. Then you've got mainstream stuff like Avatar, The Last Airbender comic with the real Avatar. And this is from the Dark Horse comics. Like I said, that just goes to show you, it's not just independent, because Dark Horse, they know the value of Free Comic Book Day. All You Need Is Kill, which is from a publisher called Haikasaru, and you flip it and you can also read something called Terraformers, and All You Need Is Kill. I think this is where Edge of Tomorrow is supposed to be based out of. I think that's what Edge of Tomorrow, the movie that's coming up with Tom Cruise, used to be called. So this one is definitely interesting. I'm gonna look and see if this is definitely based on this. And of course, when I said that it isn't just the independents, look at that. Of course, DC, one of the big threes in comics, they have to just get in here, and this is the Future's End. And looking at all of this, you notice this is Terry McGinnis in the New 52 finally? I don't know if Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond has been in the New 52 yet, but there you go. DC's in the action there also as well. I haven't gone through half of this. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to plow through some of these here. Like Project Black Sky, also here. And in the back, they promote stuff like another one's called Ghost. And here, Valiant, that's another big name, Valiant, they're promoting this thing called Armor Hunters. And there you go here. And they're promoting Exo Manowar back behind them, of course. Valiant has gotten pretty big here. And of course, we can't have Free Comic Book Day without the big dogs. And of course, Marvel, there you go, gives us free Guardians of the Galaxy. And why not free Guardians of the Galaxy? The movie, the most awesomest movie that I think that they got coming up is gonna be this one, and a few months away. So this seems to be like new Guardians of the Galaxy, because I do see Venom here. For some reason, Venom's here. And I don't know who this girl is. I don't know much about the Guardians of the Galaxy except from like the Gamora and Drax's Groot, Star-Lord, and of course Rocket Raccoon. I don't know much of them except the main members. And yeah, ooh, this one's creepy. Entropy. This is like a creepy comic here. I like the covers. Most of the covers, they just, this year, if you notice, I just picked a whole bunch. I didn't see much of like the, ooh, I'm just gonna take every one of them. So I like this one. And this is another one from Epic Center. They were just promoting all over the place here. And Aspen, like the one that I just showed you from Fathom, there you go. They got another one here. And you flip it around, they also got something called the Zoo Hunters. This right here as well too. And I got a lot of reading. Damsels in Excess. That's what this one was. And I had to see here. I'll show you them in the light. Bleeding Cool. And he also released independent comic here as well, I think. Bleeding Cool, I think that this thing is just, if it's anything like the comics that this girl, I forgot her name, but she has like an independent comic as well. She's a creator in this show stuff here as well from Awesome Comics. God, I wish I could remember her name. But she's a Randolph or something. Don't know. Then, of course, Marvel Adventures. And this one has sort of like a team up where you can find this comic in Toys R Us. So they kind of teamed up with Read More Comics. So I think they are directing traffic here. And this is like Adventures, like Spider-Man, Hulk, and Iron Man. I think this is like multiple ones in one. It's a little fat here as well. Or maybe they're all together. Like, yeah, they're all together. They're all together. And of course, more DC, Blackest Night, 0 issue. So they are, it's pretty interesting because it says Free Comic Book Day. And this is an old series. So I think they also just promote storylines where I think it could get them into comics. So if you want to know about Blackest Night, you can also they'll also introduce you over to Brightest Day. So you could kind of, I think this is sort of like a guide to get you in here. So because yeah, see here, you even get a checklist of Blackest Night, and they tell you everything. But I'm sure Blackest Night, it's all in volumes already. So, but if you wanted to just get all the releases that get released every month, you get Blackest Night, and then Green Lantern Corps, and Green Lantern, and that covers pretty much the whole story of Blackest Night. And Brightest Day is in another one, but Blackest Night is so far a few others. And there are more that I could just go over, like for example, Atomic Robo, which I read in Comixology. It's pretty cool as well. You got I Am the Law, Judge Dredd. I don't know if this was from last year because they had sections in which you had a wall, and there are a few others. Aphrodite, of course. Top Cow. That's from Image Comics. Top Cow. That's they do the Witchblade, the Darkness, a few of the others. R.I.P.D. and Killjoys. Both of them together here. And whoa, Mass Effect. Whoosh. Flip it over. You got Mass Effect comics. You got again Valiant. And I noticed one that was from last year, a repeat, but not all of them are from those racks. One of them is from the wall. And then you got something from mangaclassics.com, and this is Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. This might actually be better than the movie. It isn't sung all the freaking way. And there's a ton of cool comics here. This one, I don't know. I think this one is pretty cool. It's called Steam Wars. But if you look, it kind of sort of resembles another kind of Wars. This one's a steampunkish version. This one's also on my list as well. Teen Titans Go, because you know, why not? Sonic the Hedgehog, which I'm sure my friend Cindy would have picked up, although she might have all the collection. And of course, Mega Man X. See, Capcom knows that they have fans. Stop it, Capcom. Stop it. Stop it. You got stuff like Ipso Facto. And Ipso Facto has a interesting, kind of good artwork here. Most of these are pretty good. Another one promoting its own individual story. This is Rocket's Raccoon only, but it's promoting Guardians of the Galaxy back here. And there's more stuff here, and I'm just gonna put these away here. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen, because I won a raffle, and look at what I won for $2 at a raffle. It's a keychain, but look at what it is. It's the key. This is so awesome. And to show how big of a nerd I am, like y'all really already know that. But before I show you the last thing before I cut this video is the people that made the stuff. It's they're cool dudes, an artist, and they craft these things from, I think they're artisans, and it's from these guys, Heroes Armory, and you can go to their site. You can email them at heroesarmory@gmail.com and heroesarmory.com. You can go to their site, and they craft these things, life size Captain America shields, props from comic books, batarangs. They don't just focus on one universe, they just kind of focus on a lot of other stuff. But they also had an artist there. His name is Ryan, and he does caricatures. He does them for free, but I gave him a $10 tip because he he transformed me into Black Adam. I'm like, yeah, Shazam! This is what I wanted to show you, and this is the artist. The artist was present. His name is Ryan Johnson. He'd been drawing since the age of 2, and this was done in like maybe 10 minutes, and maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But yeah, he had a reference of Black Adam on his phone, and he sort of just overall just light sketched my face, because I think he could pretty much nail the proportions. The caricature is supposed to be like a comedic spin to it. So we were talking, I didn't know which one is my favorite supervillain, but I was playing Injustice a lot with Noah, and I always enjoyed using Black Adam, and I said, let's just draw me as Black Adam, because some people say that I'm kind of insane. They wanted me to draw, so I told them, just draw me as Black Adam. And show it to you one more time. Here you go. And he nailed my face. Seriously, this guy is very, very talented, and I think he's also part of the Heroes Armory. But anyway, I was the first one also. I was also the first caricature he drew that day. So super awesome dude, and I hope that it wasn't the last time I hope I don't have to wait a whole year to see him again. I hope that I see him up at a con sometime, because he's a really cool dude, and whenever you see him at a con or near Heroes Armory, I think just or email Heroes Armory and ask him, because he's really cool. So, and there's a lot more I could show you in terms of comics, but I think this video's gotten a little bit long already as it is. But I just wanted to show you guys the awesomeness that was Free Comic Book Day. Guys, take your kids next year. If you didn't this year, take a day off if you work on Saturday. Take them to your local comic book store. You will not regret it. There's a lot of material, and there's a lot of stuff here, and you can have a lot of fun and learn a lot about comics. You can get into comics, and you can get into reading really great stories, look at really great art, and just learn about a bunch of universes, a bunch of characters. So if you didn't get a chance to go this year, I'm sorry, but get to go next year, because it lands on the first Saturday of May. So go to freecomicbookday.com in advance and ask and see if look at stores that are in the area. You might be able to locate one that works within driving distance. This one wasn't too close, and the weather wasn't so nice that day, but I was able to go there. We were one of the first ones to go in, and then I was trapped in a corner for a bit, and I got a couple of pictures with some cosplayers. That was really awesome. And of course, I got drawn as Black Adam. I won the entrance to the Secrets of Superman as a keychain, because I'm a boss. And really cool stuff to read. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys went to Free Comic Book Day, please let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you guys did, if you guys had fun. And of course, what is the best part about Free Comic Book Day? That's a question. What do you guys think of Free Comic Book Day as a whole, and what would you recommend? What's the one thing you could say, the free comics obviously, but what is the other things that are good about Free Comic Book Day that you can show people? I'm leaving them in the comments as well. So thank you so much for watching again. My name was Fico. That was my gaming mind away from gaming. I'll just push it away. in the comics. See you guys. Peace.